Hola, chicos. Hello, Spanish 5 families. I am here today on the opposite side of the classroom than I usually record from to show you something that has become kind of an integral part of what we do here in Spanish 5. So I'm just going to be a little closer. This is our big idea bulletin board for Spanish 5. At the beginning of each unit, this board is blank, okay, except for this big question that we use to kind of organize our learning throughout our unit. So we just finished a unit on the environment. Okay. And in addition to our language goals, right, about learning new vocabulary and being able to deliver a speech and being able to argue in a conversation, we tried to organize our thoughts around this question, which was what actions are being taken worldwide that strengthen or weaken our connection to a strong planet. All right. So as we studied our unit, then we added some things to the wall to help us kind of remember what we were learning about and kind of give it some context. So, for example, in the first part of the unit, they were learning how to read news articles. All right, so they were practicing the skill of reading, but we were also getting ideas about this. What are the things we're doing that are positive or negative? So, for every article we read, we made a list. What are the positive things that this article brings up? What are things that people are doing that strengthen their connection to the planet? And what are some things that people are doing that is weakening our connection to the planet? So we did that when we were reading our articles. Then we moved into making kind of like trying to convince other people to change their behavior. It was their conversation test. They had to actually kind of argue quite a bit. But in that process, we talked about giving reasons like, you have to do this or else this other thing is going to happen and you might not like it. So we took all these different scenarios about what if we don't conserve water? What if we don't limit the number of cars on the roads? What if we don't buy secondhand or recycle or keep things out of the landfill? And we added that thought process over here too. Right? More recently, this is our conversation then, what we did with that information. More recently, we watched some mini documentaries all about the environment and some specific situations happening in the Spanish-speaking world, things coming from Chile and Guatemala and other places like that, Ecuador. So we learned a little more about some of the issues around the world. And then the last thing they did was study a speech that somebody gave about helping the environment, and then they wrote their own. So all of these ideas together, all of these activities that we did throughout the first unit, now they kind of see this big picture. Oh, these are all ways that people are either strengthening or weakening their connection to a strong planet. So I will be taking this bulletin board down now, which is kind of a bummer, but we'll be starting a new one in just a couple days, and I can't wait to see how these students keep growing this time around.